answer. I'm gonna let that stop me from going. And he just would not give up. He would not give up, no matter how rude I was. I can remember at one point looking at him and saying, "Are you gonna pay for me to go back to college?" And no matter how smart I would get with him, he would still, he may wait an extra month and he would come back. So Laree, when are you going to get back into college? So this one particular day, I told him, I said, well, you know what? What's meant for me is for me. You let me pray about that thing. Let me pray about it. And if God really wants me back into college, he'll open that door. But little did I know God was going to do just that for me. So I kept my word. Like, I'm not a liar. I don't believe in lying. So after I told him that, I prayed about it. Like, my fiance is really, really pressuring me about college, and I do not enjoy the situation that I'm in. So, Lord, if this is something that you have for me, allow a door to come open for me. But if this door does come open for me, allow me to persevere, allow me to continue on in college. I don't want to be a college dropout. So sure enough, I called one of the financial aid personnel that works at the local college again, and I asked her, what do I need to do? Because in my mind, I'm thinking I have to pay money to start classes. So, how much money or how many classes do I have to pay for out of pocket in order to enroll? And she said, Laree, I don't see that there's a hold on you except for we need a shot record. And I was thinking, huh? Like, a shot record? You guys have my shot record. Like, I was enrolled here, but then I stopped and I stopped complaining. Like, Lord, I just prayed. Like, if it's for me to get back into college, you open that door. So I can remember just being all emotional, and I called my mama and I let my mom know about this prayer I had prayed, and then that's where we started. So I went to our local health department and I tried to get shot records, and lo and behold, I had to get a shot. But that's all I had to do in order to get back into college. But of course, the enemy started with the whole fear process, and I was afraid. I didn't want anybody to know that I was going to enroll back into college. So I told my husband, you know what, I'm going to go back to college, but don't tell a soul. So for the longest, only my mom and my husband and my children knew that I was in college, because I was afraid of failure. I was afraid of failure. So I completed my first semester, and I can remember the one class. It was a English composition class. It's the class that I always fail. Like, I failed the semesters prior to, and I can remember getting some harsh criticism from him, but by the time I would get my grades back, it would be an A, and I can just remember like just running and jumping in here, and I came out of that course with an A, and I kind of remembered like just being on top of the world, like, okay, if I pass this class, then I can go further, and that's just kind of how I handled going each semester. And I can remember having the feeling of it just being personal. I didn't want to see, I really didn't want to be, but I just remember going back, this time for me, it was very personal. And I can remember challenges. I can remember both of my grandmothers getting sick, and I can remember the enemy coming back again. Like I told you, each time you go back to school, bad things happen. But I can also remember that prayer that I prayed, that if I got back into school, it was not, by my means. It had to be the Lord. So I persevered through every challenge that was faced. My paternal grandmother had to have open heart surgery. My maternal grandmother had to end up having a pacemaker, but I persevered, and I can remember being in the hospital with both of them with my laptop beside me. I can remember one of my closest friends having her son as early as like 21 or 23 weeks. And, that's really unheard of, but I can remember just dropping everything that I was doing. And, I didn't flunk out of school, but I can just remember taking my laptop with me and being over in the hospital with her, or just maybe skipping assignments and emailing my instructors. But I did it, I persevered. I didn't drop out. And one of the biggest challenges I remember, my baby girl, she lost her father. And at that moment, I kind of wanted to give up, like it was tough, but through it all, I persevered. So I ended up graduating locally. I graduated locally here, and I can't tell y'all the joy that I had, because I can just remember thinking I didn't even supposed to be in school. I was literally on financial aid probation. I can remember the day that I got the letter in the mail. I can remember how much of a failure I felt like, but here I am graduating. So the next step was choosing another college, and I was kind of scared to go to a university because I almost felt like, even though my last semester here locally, I graduated with a 4.0, but I felt like, you did that, but like, can you handle going to, a bigger university? So my heart wanted to go to UCA. Like, I really wanted to go to UCA. And I don't know what happened, and I ended up not going to UCA. So my next school of choice was Euler. They had the program that I wanted to major in and everything. And I don't know what happened, but it's like God intentional, and He know exactly what I need. But I ran across A-State. And A-State, depending on like your GPA, they have a online academic program, and they were saying that you can graduate early. And I was like, So I was looking online, and they did not have the major that I wanted to major in, but something said, Laree, call them and just talk to them. So I ended up calling and talking to one of the representatives, and I was like, I really want to major in psychology. And she was like, well, we don't have psychology online, but we do have sociology. And she just kept talking to me. And however, I ended up enrolling into A-State that following summer. And long story short, I ended up loving A-State. And although I just graduated in 2019 from the college here locally, I graduated in just a year's time from A-State. I still had struggles there, but I persevered. In fact, you guys, my grandmother, my paternal grandmother, I lost her on my graduation day. I think that was the toughest thing that I can't even put into words what I was feeling like, to hear that. In fact, I was going to visit her. I had told my aunt, I'm coming to Jonesboro early. Like, today is my graduation, so I'm gonna travel over early, and I'm gonna spend all day over here with my grandmother. So they had no choice but to tell me that she went home to be with the Lord. So I can just remember having a whole entire meltdown and trying to get myself together for graduation. But first I was a single parent with 3 kids, and later on I became a wife and ended up with 6 children. I had to juggle my home. I had to juggle work, being a wife, being a mother, um, work in a ministry, and it's possible. I don't know where you guys may be in life, but if something is for you, it is for you. And there is no man on earth or no devil in hell that can stop you for what God has for you. If it is for you, it is for you. You can do it. Start your future, plan your future, write your dreams down. I started a prayer board. I put every prayer, every goal that I had for myself on a board. I put a Bible verse pertaining to each goal that I had on that board. Because one thing that my mama taught me is that God cannot lie. So you talk to him, you tell him his word, and you stand on his word, and you believe in that, and you watch it. This is my short. This is one because it's in my prayer room, which is kind of public. So like I couldn't put everything on there because this is the one that anybody that come in my home can see. But this is one that I made, and when I go into my devotion room, my work room, where I kind of do eyelashes and where I do makeup at, and this is what I use besides my personal one that I write personal prayer requests in. And this is what I used, and I'm telling you, prayer works. You write it down and you work towards them. I do believe faith without works is dead, but you you do that and you stand on it, and y'all knock out y'all goals. Thank you for taking y'all time out